Hold on a second. Let's do this properly. Good morning, everyone. We've got an excellent show for you here today. I am Brendan Mills from Griffin Gaming Hollow. This in the centre here is Raven from Raven Roost Hobbies. And over to the far left, your right, I believe. Yes, your right is Gus the Hutt, also known as...
Dude. The dude.
Your dude. Oh, you know, everyone knows my catchphrase that I use for saying goodbye in streams, right? Yeah, and what's that? What film is that based upon?
Oh, God.
Don't have a good stream, have a great stream. Don't have a good day, have a great day. Catchphrase. Oh, come on. It's
It's a cartoon.
No, it's not. It's wow, I've forgotten that it was on the tip of my tongue. Ryan Reynolds.
Free Guy.
Free Guy. Right. So, and in that, he gets battled towards the end against Dude.
I wish.
Yep.
Right, anyway, just you said you could. And this is Ian from Gus Hart. Right. Before we go into the show, like last week was a Studio J7 in the studio, which was. Oh right, okay. Hold on a second. She just moved. Great. Now I have to move things. Right. So Studio J7 was in the studio, and we were about half hour, 40 minutes late, so we didn't get to cover everything, and. Sadly, that means that the topics we were going to cover last week are actually old news now, so we're not going to cover them either, which is a shame. It's been the Easter holidays, there's been a lot happening, and there's a lot to talk about in terms of a few news articles and 40k 10th edition updates. Sunday preview's not very long.
No, it's two things.
Well, no, it's 2 releases, but I think there was some Forge World items in there, wasn't there?
No, don't even.
Guns.
No. I'm not even sure there was.
Who wants to see that again? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple of upgrade parts, but that's it. Yeah, 2 things.
Anyway, you haven't given me a heads up as to who the special guest is. You said you were inviting a very special guest. No, that's not me. No. Stop it!
It's a very bad that you started doing the same thing. With no words spoken. Oh, hold on a second. I'm not even... You've got to be kidding me. Who the hell's calling me? No. Goodbye.
No. No fun. Bad fun. Brendan has deleted. Oh,
more comfy now. More comfy. Right. They're still ringing. That's just nuts. Right. Okay, I haven't got my stream deck open. Oh, I'm so not prepared this morning. I actually had this all... Oh, by the way, until probably the next stream, there is no bot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have not got a bot right now. So let's just
Bot
check my...
be gone.
At least that still works. Cool. That's fine.
You missed. You need to change the M's for P's there.
No, it's not that. That phone call.
You just realised who it was.
They just They just text me.
Was it who I think it might have been?
Say the business name.
Transland?
No.
Okay.
That phone call was for me to go to across the other side of town to collect something for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
And there's a part of me thinking, right, Gus, Ravens, carry on, and I'll go get it because I'm like proper excited. About it.
No.
I know,
We
I
can
know,
put,
I know.
we can do a picture
Wait,
on the
patience.
Instagram.
No, I haven't got. Yes, we can do a picture on the Instagram. Right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Patience, young panty one.
You just reminded me. Have you seen the 3 new films from Star Wars that have just been announced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry. Right. I'm going to do a May the 4th be with you day.
Star Wars is getting a bit like Marvel.
You know what?
Too
you know
much.
What? There's quite a lot of people out there that are losing the buzz when it comes to Star Wars.
Losing. It's gone. The buzz
do
has
you know
left
the, way
the
that,
hive.
Do you know the way that I look at it? Wow. Is the bot still working on Stream? Oh, yeah, because Streamlabs still a mod.
Yeah.
So the Streamlabs bot is still working. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, the reason why I'm one of these people that are like, at least they're still making stuff. I'm not like, you can look.
Yeah,
at
at least
movie,
it's not gone and forgotten and such.
Yeah.
Yes.
because like
Thank you,
this,
Corvus.
there is something else actually that's just been announced as well, which is basically Amazon have bought Stargate.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. See, Stargate SG-1 was absolutely awesome. It
Stargate
started
Atlantis
going
was-
down with Stargate Atlantis
Yeah.
and then Stargate Universe.
I
like
disagree.
Stargate Universe, and I wish it had carried on.
Yes, Stargate Universe. If
don't know,
they
that was
pick up
when
Stargate Universe, where they got across the void, I think it'll be brilliant.
That was when I kind of lost interest.
Oh no, Stargate Universe season 1 was so much backstory that it was very hard to get through. Season
It was
2
long and tedious if you hadn't been watching like all of the other things. It was
I had. I'd sat through the entire of Atlantis. I actually really liked Atlantis.
Yeah, that's it was because of Atlantis I met
Aquaman.
yeah, Jason Momoa.
Yes.
Yeah. I met him at a Stargate convention. Yeah. So if it weren't for Atlantis, I wouldn't be able to say I drank him
See,
under the table.
I did like them all, but you could see the tiredness of the series coming in Stargate Atlantis.
Yes. But
He's very good at making gardens look nice. Because when your grass is getting long, you need to borrow a mower.
Right. Anyway, so yeah, basically, I'm glad that Star Wars is carrying on because at least then it's not like Stargate where it literally just ended and there was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm. Yeah, I'm glad Star Wars is carrying on. I just wish they weren't carrying it on with what they're carrying it on with.
I mean, like you've said before, you've mentioned this before. It's a huge galaxy. They've got a lot they can do.
Yeah.
But which is one reason why I'm loving the announcement of the first film, which is set 25,000 years before the Skywalker saga.
Okay.
It's
So
the
it's-
first Jedi,
Oh, that actually sounds interesting.
so they can do anything they want.
Yeah.
So and I think that's cool. And then the middle one is set in the Mandalorian era to finalize the story of Mandalorian, which implies this is the last season. Or the next season is the last season of Mandalorian. Then it'll finish off with the movie.
Okay.
See, I didn't actually realise about this now. I thought you were talking about episodes 10, 11, 12 that they've said that they're doing.
So, and then
Which is
the third film they've announced is a film with Rey in it, doing it 15 years after the last film where they're rebuilding the Jedi Order.
Okay.
Basically what implied Luke was doing, but
Yeah.
Rey's going to try and do it again.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is the disdain coming across from me enough?
Well, to be honest, like, if it's a movie that literally finishes off the Mandalorian series, they could do a really good job with it, because then it will get a lot of budget behind it.
Having said that, though, I think that the Mandalorian has past its prime already.
I don't know. I'm actually enjoying it because I've watched. You haven't watched all the animated series, have you?
Yeah.
They are tying in.
Okay, right.
We've spoken about this before.
Answer me this one question. Who is the Mandalorian series about?
Mando.
Right?
No, Grogu.
What exactly have Mando and Grogu done this entire series?
Grogu is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the
Absolutely
thing
nothing.
is,
They have
All
done
they've done-
absolutely nothing. This series is about Bo-Katan.
no. Yes, but I'm sorry. But Grogu is now Iron Man.
Yeah. Literally, your main character is not the main character in this series.
Especially as in the last episode he was taken away.
Yeah.
But anyway,
He's done nothing.
but I still enjoy it. I'm still enjoying it. I'm not going to hate on it because I still enjoy it. But anyway, that's enough of Star Wars. I'm even considering on Thursday, the 4th of May, to doing a Star Wars marathon in the shop if anyone will come join me. Just put it out there.
Okay. On May the 4th. Be with you.
Yeah, May the 4th with you. And Return of the 5th.
That's offensive to hell people.
Right, anyway. Shall we... Brian 13 King 7. Are you sure that that's a bot? It doesn't sound like a bot.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, right. I'm really not up to date with my bot soundings. But thank you, Disco, for the banning. End of stream.
Yeah, I'm
Friends.
assuming that you're using the Twitch highlights for the bands.
Anyway.
Insights. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Right. So let us get into the news, shall we? Does that sound like a plan?
Yep.
We've had a little bit of... Oh my god, we're now 27 minutes into the stream. We haven't started yet. But there's not a huge
It's still
amount.
sooner than when we started last week.
Right, I better make sure. Yep, we've got the right screen active.
Right, it's a Sunday preview.
So show computer, this should work. Oh,
It's all right.
We can still hear her, it's fine.
can the crowd still hear her? Yes.
It's coming from a desk. If we
Yeah.
can hear, then
Yeah,
they can. It's desktop audio.
Okay, we'll sort that out for next stream. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, that we're going to be talking about.
Yes.
Right there. We'll talk about that.
There you go.
Sunday Preview has unveiled something I was not expecting,
No.
at least until next month.
No, this came out of left field, like entirely. Considering that this is, we're not going to get the main release of this until at least the end of June.
21st.
Yeah. So, and there's on the schedule. There's actually another battle tome coming out in summer before this one.
Oh, you mean when it's like that? When it's laid out?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's the middle one, isn't it? Or is it the one of the front ones or something like that? It's in the three, it's like
the-
the middle one.
You've got a mystery battle tome, which will be the next one, which will probably be Flesh Eater Cults.
Yeah.
You've then got Seraphim, and you've then got New General's Handbook.
Yep.
And that's all coming summer,
Yeah.
in that order.
Well, you've got 3 months for summer,
Yep.
from June the 21st. And you've got 3 battle tomes and a journal handbook. Okay. But people can get their hand on that battle tome from 2 weeks' time or a week and a half time. Mm-hmm. Okay. It won't be a battle tome. It'll be like a thematic expansion like Thondia.
No, they won't do that until all the battle tomes have been updated. They never do.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I'll take it from you.
Yeah, they don't do like campaign books and stuff like that until every battle tome's been done.
Okay. How many? Is it literally all that? There's 4 battle tomes left, isn't it? Is that literally it?
You've got Cities of Sigmar coming autumn.
Which is autumn.
Yeah, and another book coming
Aussie
then as
Bone
well.
Reapers. Or has that been out?
No,
now?
that came out last week.
That came out. Yeah, that's already come out. Yeah, I don't on the roadmap.
There's 2 mystery books. One coming in.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any more after that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the.
Battle tomes left is Cities, Flesh, and Seraphon. But I thought there was 4 on the list.
That isn't a new main model in the middle, is it?
It is yes, that is a new.
Everything in this box is new.
Yes, and we've reviewed them recently from different announcements.
Okay. Oh, maybe it is that I've just seen them in other announcements then,
Yes.
because I feel like I recognise that floating monolith.
Quite literally, that is just Jabba the Hutt, right?
Yes.
I mean, not far off, but it's a big toad. It's a big toad man.
Yeah. It's similar with Lord Croak, yes.
I prefer this model to Lord Croak model. I find that the Lord Croak model is... While it's a beautiful centerpiece, it's very busy. There's a lot going on. There's nothing really for the eyes to focus on. This is nice, compact. There's a lot of like minute detail. The more you look at it, the more you spot. But it's a more condensed type package, and I love this model. I would actually love to paint this.
That is.
I have no interest in
that. That is a really nice way. Where anyone that appreciates art can see something a little different or a little new every time they look at something or appreciate it in a different way. And I really like that about things. And I will do a massive shout out because you've just reminded me of it from that little tangent in my head to Jotun Art's new logo that he hasn't revealed yet. It is that. Every time you look at it, you see something different. Isn't that right, Ravens?
Yeah.
Like, there's a fist on it, and then there's what else did we see on it? It's like the Disney Tree of Life in Animal Kingdom with all the carvings in it. It's a tree, but then you look closely and you can see like a leopard or a turtle or something like that. It's Jotun's face, but you can see little different things in it when you look closely. It's brilliant. We'll have to show that off once he reveals it, but that's a nice little tease there. So massive shout out to Jotun for all his help so far. And now this box, every model in it is brand new, as you said.
Yep.
You get the Battle Tome, you get the War Scrolls, and apparently something that you said that you've seen before, but I've never actually noticed, is reference cards.
Yeah. A lot of these army boxes, they come with, I believe, these...
There's like your army
Slaves to
rule
Darkness one
ability references, basically.
Yeah, it's basically everything that's not covered by the
War Scrolls.
War Scrolls is basically on these extra cards. All your magic spells and everything, all your...
They haven't released a box like this for Stormcast. Actually, well, to be honest, there's probably half of the factions that have not had a box like this.
They will never release a box like this for Stormcast. And the reason being
The
is
launch
that
box.
they're always in the main box. And unless they do an edition where Stormcast are not the main focus...
Oh, that's an interesting talking point.
Yeah.
What would it be? If it wasn't Stormcast, who would it be? But that's for another day.
Yeah. But unless they do a main box that doesn't have Stormcast in it, they will never do a box like this for Stormcast.
That's fair enough. It's just that reference cards, I like War Scrolls. The reference cards, to me, seem like yet another extension to the War Scrolls that I would love to have. So I'm a little bit like, Well,
the thing is, as you said previously, that you wish like the War Scrolls existed in 40k, and they're going to. But the data cards that you get for 40k now are the other thing.
yes.
So this is kind of, you get both.
What, on the 40k card?
Yeah, on the 40k cards, you get all
What
of
is it
your...
they're calling that again? It's index. Or is that what you said? The indexes are your interim
Yeah,
ones?
yeah, yeah. The index rules are
Your interim ones.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, they're stopgap rules that every army's getting.
Okay, so we've been through these models before. Now, I love this model, right? The only thing about it that I'm a little bit uneasy about is there's only 4 anchor points for such a large bit of plastic on top.
Yeah.
With my Celestant Prime, there's 4 anchor points on that as well, but not as much plastic on top. But I do love. I mean, I can see so much paint effort that someone could put into this.
I don't
Make
think
it
there's even 4.
You got one here, one here,
If you're pointing
one
white,
here, and one here.
yeah, where's the first one you pointed to?
The snake with wings.
Yeah, I don't think that's attached.
It's
think
attached to
that's
that leaf, I
floating.
think.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think it is. It's very flimsily, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 number range. That's not
Right.
properly connected.
Radio silent for a minute.
Okay. Right. And then you get your foot soldiers, basically. You get your cavalry and your melee units. And we've been through them before. They're really nice. They're really cool.
I mean, the Sauruses have needed an update for the longest time, and they're finally getting one. I'm surprised at how excited so many people are for this faction.
I think,
Of all the different factions that get released in that, this is the one I've seen most people really hyped up about, and I'm like, really? Really? Anthropomorphic lizards do it for you?
the thing is, I think there's so much that you can do with your paint scheme with it, where it's exotic colours. It's something you can be really creative with. Now, don't get me wrong, you can be really creative with almost any of them, but when it's armour panels, it's like you kind of have to be metal.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've said how much I love the Slan Mage Priest model and how much I'd love to paint it, but to be perfectly honest, from an aesthetic point, I find the lizard men generally quite boring. Personally. And that's just a personal choice.
Well, yeah,
and it really surprises me just how many people are really excited about this release.
To be honest, Seraphon would be one of those ones where I could see myself playing with it, to be honest, because I like vibrant colours. Although my recent Tau, I'm going for darker tones now in that, so who knows? But yeah, Seraphon has released earlier than everyone expected, and because of that, just a slight talking point is we've suspected that GW's factory has shifted over to 10th edition manufacturing.
Oh, yeah.
So that might be, and obviously that will then take up a lot of warehousing space. It could just be necessity it had to come out.
Maybe.
Now, the Lion from... we'll bring up the Lion more in a minute, but the Lion, every stockist was given 5 and bulks were given 10.
Yeah.
We were allocated 30 of these if we wanted them. It's like... this is not me trying to have a bash GW here. I'm just trying to highlight the point. Who decided that?
Either they don't have confidence that they can sell enough of these themselves,
So therefore they're giving out more allocation to
they've massively overproduced.
Yeah. So it could well be that they've gone, oh, you can have 30 because we know the next store's only going to have 2. But then again, if every single store bought 30, they'll be in a pickle if that is the case. But obviously, they know that's not going to happen.
No. I hope you haven't ordered 30.
No. But I've ordered 5. The thumb came out.
You'll sell those, no problem. In fact, you probably would have been okay with 10, to be perfectly honest.
I go based upon what people tell me in the Discord, because a few people that really wanted this box, everyone was really excited, have gone, but I can't afford it till next month.
Well, yeah, then they'll buy it next month.
No, I get that. But what I'm trying to say, but what I can't afford to have is stock sitting on the shelf that cost me a lot of money. So you should have got 10. I could probably call my trade rep and up it, but I've only had 2 people reserve.
Yeah, they will go, not necessarily on launch weekend, but they will sell.
But the problem I've got is because of my current, transparency here, my current financial situation, I cannot afford to have huge products that only really tend to sell in the first 2 weeks sitting on the shelf any longer than that. So,
Hi back.
oh, hello back. Right, so Adeptus.
I don't think we'd realise you were gone.
No, I didn't. Yeah, she said. So Adeptus Titanicus has got a campaign compendium getting released. This is for the Horus Heresy, and it's basically every single publication that's come before it in the latest series.
Well, let's be clear here. It's for the Adeptus Titanicus Horus Heresy. It's not for the Horus Heresy game.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I did say them separately, but I meant them as the same. Yes. So these were up for reservations. Had no interest, so therefore I didn't order any.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very niche game within an already niche game. So, it's a cool game. Yeah, not a huge number of people that I know actually play this, and those that do probably haven't kept up with a lot of the newer releases.
Yeah. And some beam weapons. Now, is this not for Titanicus, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's for Titanicus, okay.
Yeah. So these are like weapon upgrades for the already existing plastic kits.
So, let me just get the scale right in my head here. Titanicus is a smaller scale game, correct?
very, very much so.
And the Chaos Knights and Imperium Knights.
No chaos.
No. Hear me out here. I'm trying to work out scale in my head. That's what I'm trying to do between two different game systems.
Right.
Okay. So your Chaos.
Are you trying to work out if these are big guns on tiny models? Are they regular sized guns on regular models?
Bear with me, very sorry. So your Chaos Knight in the cabinet there.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. In Adeptus Titanicus, is that represented by a model this big?
Probably smaller than that.
And what's the big models in Adeptus Titanicus size? What size are they?
Probably about the size of a regular Imperial Knight, maybe slightly smaller.
So you're telling me that if the scale was correct in Imperial Knights, it would be like off the floor this big.
One of the biggest models you get in Adeptus Titanicus is the Warlord Titan, which has a model, and that model is about that big.
So in 40k, that would be like this big off the floor.
No. That's how big it is in 40k. In Adeptus Titanicus, it's about that.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, so that's basically
It's about the size of an Imperial Knight.
But the
model. That's a bigger Imperial Knight model. That's not. That's the Porphyron. That's the big
Knight. Yes, these will not fit 40k models. These are for Adeptus Titanicus. So basically, what I'm trying to work out here is the gun on your Chaos Knight that's in the cabinet over there is, say, this big. It's like 4 inches long. This will be, say, 2 inches long or 1 inch long, basically. It's going to be...
Well, a little bit big, because these are Titan weapons, whereas that is only a Knight weapon.
Oh, right, okay. How big is a Titan in...
That's what I'm saying. A Titan stands about that tall.
In Titanicus?
No, in 40k. And in Titanicus, it's about that big.
Okay, right, let's move on. But yes, some new weapons coming in, conversion beam weapons in for the different ones. To go on the arms, to go on the head, and I think one of them is to go on the... Oh, they're missing some images. Did anyone see this on... It'll be in my Discord. Did anyone see this on Sunday? Where they had... the ghosting of oh no, it didn't get snapped. I could have sworn they showed when they showed the model but it's all whited out like a watermark, almost whited out, and then they showed the weapon where it could be. But I swear they had that on here.
Maybe you dreamed it.
Meh, doesn't matter. Warhammer Plus has got... What is that in the middle? Is that another...
It's a part 2 of something.
okay.
of which I haven't watched.
The Slan. So you got hold on a second. The Slan, which in my head makes me go Slanesh, but it's not. That's
That's the Slan Mage Priests.
yeah.
They are a race all unto themselves.
Yeah, and that's about the new Seraphon. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but it's about the Slan specifically.
And the battle report is the Lion. Okay.
Or a battle report including the Lion. Do they say who he's facing off against?
Lion takes on his brother Agron in the latest battle report.
Okay, I've already seen a couple of battle reports that have this exact matchup. The Lion does not come out well on either of them.
Oh dear.
So the first Primarch joins Azrael, Dante, and a huge army of Dark Angels and Blood Angels as they take on the Berserker hordes of the Khorne Chosen. It's the first time you get to see the Lion in action, so don't miss out. Okay. Right, so there is a few news articles from the news team. I'm going to just do a big shout out. In my Discord under Shop Talk, there is the news team. If anyone wants to join the news team, the only requirement is to post an item of news, and then you're part of the news team.
I do want to briefly cover this, though.
Yes, we will. We will. Yeah. So, in the news, and I want to shout out the news team. This week we're thanking.
Do you want to change screens again?
Sorry?
Do you want to change screens again at the moment?
No. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I get you what you're saying. Hi. So we've got Esmin 1080p to thank, Jay to thank, and Ravens. We're going to go through your Kickstarters hopefully later on.
Only one of them is still live.
I think some of them might be already gone already,
Yeah.
though. Now, I want to thank some of the news team for their past posts, but because we've not been live for the first week of Easter holidays and the second week we were really late, we didn't manage to cover them. Turnstrike came in with some new Curse City rules to look at. You can get a lot of this news from the Warhammer community, or if you want to go look at some more news that the team have actually collated, they're in the older posts section on the news team. So we've got that. New 40k for testing at Warhammer Fest. So that's something that I believe most people know about now, but at Warhammer Fest, which is in not this weekend, but the weekend after,
next week, yeah.
There is going to be play testing. We're going to go through the schedule.
Yeah, there's going to be demo games of the rules.
Yeah. Flames of War has got some new tanks and stuff out there that Scott found out. War Colors has released 94 new nostalgia color paint range. And there's some resin upgrade kits for plastic tanks. So that's some of the older news that's in the news team. So thank you very much to my news team. You guys are amazing. What we're going to cover right now is we will go through the Warhammer Fest schedule.
Yes.
So we're going to go change the screen again.
And it's great.
Hi, Ravens.
It's great that this is an event that's taking place in the UK. I don't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. Wow, I called 10th Ed demos at Warhammer Fest when they announced it at Adepticon. Yeah, fair enough. Right, so here is basically Warhammer Fest. This is everything that's happening over the Pact weekend, basically. So you can go find this article on the Warhammer community page. If you're going to Warhammer Fest, it's probably quite handy bit of information. And to be honest, Ravens, can we put this in our GriffCon organisation thing so we can glean some insights?
Absolutely. Yes.
Right. Previews. Now, on this day, if you are not going to Warhammer Fest, I will be live on Saturday from 5 p.m. doing my 1,000 follower stream.
Yeah.
But that will be after all of these announcements on Saturday.
I plan to go live at 9 a.m. or just before 9 a.m. on Saturday, and I'm going to do a live reaction.
Now, the reason why I'm live at 5 is because I'm at work that Saturday.
Yes.
So we will. If anyone wants to come down, we can put. You can, if you're at home, watch Gus's stream to go through it with him. If you're in the shop anyway. I'll have it up on the TV above the tables, and we can go through what they are doing. It'll be from 10, obviously, so that will miss the first one. So, but noon we'll see Warhammer Worlds, Warcry, and Middle Earth. Now, the Saturday 9 a.m. previews. This going to be the launch box?
This is what everyone is expecting. 100%. This is what everyone's expecting. I can't think of anything else it can be.
Because they've been drip feeding us a lot of rules and nuances of the new 10th ed. Yeah. So I can't see their Warhammer Fest Saturday night thing just being another one of those.
Arcs of Omen has come to an end. There's nothing left to preview for that. They've released the 5 books. Done. There is
there were no tanks this week.
Yeah, no, and that's actually a good point.
Has your microphone changed?
Don't think so.
You sound distant and echoey.
Yeah, distant and echoey.
Oh.
Anyway.
They did a Horus Heresy Thursday that they do every week, where they usually reveal a tank, but this time they revealed a Psyker and said that this will be the last one for a while. They're not doing any more Thursday Heresy for a little while, so they've run out of tanks, basically.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame!
But no, there's nothing else it can be that I can think of. They might go into more detail of what's coming, after for the new ranges of Tyranids and Space Marines that will probably be released outside of the main box as well. But they might give us some kind of roadmap as to what's going to happen over the next year with codexes, that kind of thing. But the main thing that there's going to be revealed, it can't be anything else. And the fact that they're dedicating an entire segment just to 40k,
there's going to be a lot of content.
Yeah, it has to be the launch box.
Yeah,
I can't see it being anything else.
So to be honest, that is like in the Games Workshop news, that's the biggest thing. Like for the last 3 years, this is the biggest news.
Yeah, people. They need to build up the hype for that launch box right now, and people are champing at the bit, going, "Give it to us, we want it."
Right. So 9 a.m. Saturday. I'm guessing it'll be on Twitch.
Yes.
I'm guessing they will disable chat like they have before, because have you seen the chat? It just flies.
Well, they have it in sub-only mode and in slow mode, but even then,
yeah.
We have like 5,000 people watching the stream.
I know. It's strange. It's like, just on a small tangent, how is it that these big Twitch streamers handle it? I do not know. Because they'll have I've seen a big Twitch streamer with 100,000 viewers on. Mm-hmm. How does he do it?
They don't respond to all of chat. They glance at it, and whatever they happen to read is what they read.
It's usually when the chat all universally have the same question, then all of a sudden you just get a block of the same question popping up. That's when they address it.
Or when they might have a separate personal chat with their mods telling them you need to pay attention to this bit or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking this, please address it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Right, okay. Noon, Warhammer Underworlds. Warhammer Underworlds has been a bit quiet of late.
Yeah, this will be a new
season.
They've already revealed what the
That's a new logo, is it not?
No, it doesn't look any different. They've already revealed what the new season starter box is, so they've revealed that previously. This will just be a new warband or two. I can't see that being more.
This might be a new season, completely new starter box.
I am really hoping so, because as much as playing in Gur with the trees and bamboo platforms is nice.
Have you had enough?
Do we need a 5th box with that terrain in?
No, we don't. No, I think with it being at Warhammer Fest, I think it could well be a brand new realm land.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah. Ooh, what was that? What was that?
There's a follow.
Hypo Rhino.
Rhino.
Thank you very much. I've got new sound alerts, so and alert boxes, so I don't know what things are yet.
Yeah, you have to go and settle that up.
Yeah. Right, Middle Earth battle strategy game. This could be anything.
Yeah, I mean, literally, this will just be a new box of models or a new model that they've releasing.
I would hope it'd be substantial for it to be at Warhammer Fest, rather than just be something they could do on Warhammer Community.
Might be a new campaign book.
I'm hoping it might be. I mean, we've started the Osgiliath era.
Yeah.
Maybe it's tying into that. Another chapter in the Osgiliath era. Yeah. Okay, now Sunday. This is big. Warhammer Age of Sigmar has got its own segment, just like 40k.
They did that last year as well.
They do tend to dedicate the main games
game.
into their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like on Monday, Kilting's got its own as well.
Yeah, 'cause they will reveal multiple things. Like I said, there's 2 blanked out books on the roadmap at the moment. That will probably let us know what those are. I would hope so.
Is there such thing? I know in 40k. What is it we're due to get in 40k?
I don't know.
10th edition.
Yeah, 10th edition, new launch box. But what else are we due to get? A new Xenos army.
I don't think they will reveal that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Is that later on in 10th ed?
Probably. I would imagine they want to get all of the existing books and that
The main
out
armies
before,
and things done. Yeah.
before building up hype for anything brand. That's too big a thing.
They'll
for
get the
them to
guaranteed
reveal.
money in and then get the more guaranteed money in from introducing a new race.
Yeah.
Furry muff.
Yeah. They might tease it. They might tease it, but they won't give us any actual information.
Okay. So Age of Sigmar, hopefully covering the new battle tomes coming, new units, and a few bits like that.
Probably detailing a new campaign that's going to be starting as well. So, like you had the Arcs of Omen for 40k,
Yes.
there'll probably be a new campaign series of books coming for the tail end of this edition of Age of Sigmar.
Corva says no need for a new 40k factions. There's already factions, so sub-faction fatigue. I get that, but they have already hinted that there will be a new Xenos army.
Yeah, not hinted. They've literally they've outright stated
There is
a
a new
new race.
Yeah, new race.
Yeah, not new faction, new race.
Yeah. Right. 2 p.m. Warhammer: The Horus Heresy. Cool.
More tanks.
Yeah.
Well, we've obviously just had the new rules download available for basically the Militarium to join in the fight. So this could be maybe more along those lines, or maybe they could be bringing in another faction, possibly. Maybe, don't know.
Maybe. It's just going to be more of the same. They won't introduce anything brand new because Horus Heresy takes place during a very specific time period in the lore. But it's very difficult to introduce anything new without impacting heavily on the existing narrative.
Right now we've got 3 factions: Traitor, Loyalist, and Mechanicum.
Yeah, although the Mechanicum still fit into the whole sort of good guy, bad guys,
Yeah.
The Loyalist and Traitor side.
Obviously, in the Horus Heresy narrative, there will be other factions.
You'd be surprised. There really isn't.
Oh.
Not a lot. It is literally full-on Space Marine action for the most part. And the Mechanicum were just the ones that provided those Space Marines with all their equipment and gear.
Okay, a little bit of canon lore background here. Then, the Horus Heresy, which happens in the 30,000th century or
Millennium,
that one.
Oh yeah, Demon Army for Horus Heresy. Yeah, that's something that they've been teasing for a little while.
Okay, right. How vast, if at all, is the human race across the galaxy.
All of it.
So, Aldari, one of the oldest races, and including the orcs, are around at the time of the Horus Heresy.
They are around, but they're very kind of very minor. I mean, there was the Great Crusade, which came just before the Horus Heresy, which is basically a period. All right, I'm going to have to flash you back even further because this is way more complicated.
Let's put a pin in that. We ain't got a huge amount of time.
But there was a great expansion where basically humanity spread across the entire galaxy and pretty much took over the galaxy in its entirety. And the humans were the dominant species. Stuff happened that then cut off all of these like other worlds that had sprung up. And there was this age of darkness where everything was cut off. Nobody could communicate with anybody. And many thousands of years went by. And then once all of that had died down, the Emperor went out and tried his best to reunify humanity as best he could. And rediscovered all the Primarchs on their various homeworlds and sort of reintegrated them in. Then this big civil war happened. During that great expansion, he basically wiped out a lot of alien species. There was like big campaigns against orcs, against Eldar, that kind of thing. Just basically getting them out of the way because they were hindering humans' expansion.
What I'm trying to get at here is, could the Horus Heresy, if you go down the route of the Horus Heresy game is focusing on the narrative of Horus Heresy, then fine. Put a line under it, that's what it is. But could you go down of the Horus Heresy is a period of time, almost like the Victorians and the Tudors, right? So therefore you could essentially introduce Xenos armies into the Horus Heresy game system because they are existing at that point and probably were fighting against Space Marines at some point in some planet.
Yeah, they were. They were around, but they were very much not prevalent, and most of them kind of just keeping their heads down while these big superhuman
seeing who
entities are just trying to fight
to
against
see
each
who
other.
to either ally to or fight against.
Yeah, it's very much a case of hashtag not my fight.
Okay, fair enough. Right. Now, this was a surprise. This next one, 2 p.m, Sunday, Warhammer The Old World. I don't think anyone was expecting there to be a section, a rather large section, a 2 p.m. time slot.
Yeah.
Was split between two things. The noon one on the Saturday is split between three. This is two things. When it must be quite big, otherwise they would have just lumped kill teaming with it.
Yeah.
Now, the Old World, I've heard all sorts of murmurings and rumours of when and how and what. But for it to be on the Sunday at 2 p.m, where a lot of people will be tuning in to watch...
This is the first time we've had...
Are we getting a lot of news here?
Well, this is the first time that we've had any Warhammer Old World in one of these big reveals. At all, ever. They've drip-fed us with 3D concept art and sketches and stuff like that. They've not actually revealed anything major. Now, the trend that has come along with these big reveals in the last couple of years that is really interesting to me is that almost everything in one of these reveals is usually then on the shelves within a few months.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Universally,
that's indicating
everything.
It being on the Warhammer Fest announcements is indicating that it's going to be released this year, along with 10th edition. So we will still have the 3 year.
Which if that is the case, it kind of almost feels like it's come out of nowhere.
Yeah, because people are speculating
it's literally
as to it
Han
goes for a 4
Solo
year.
flying in at the last second and shooting Darth Vader off into the distance. It's
right. I'm going to put my 2 pence here. Probably my ignorant 2 pence here, so I apologise if I'm wrong. from what we've seen, after the Sunday preview this weekend, them releasing a box in what people deem as being early seems to be a bad idea. They don't have the money. They won't be able to then fully put all their might behind it. So, 10th Ed releases June/July.
Yeah.
Okay. It will take people. They'll be like literally. It's going to be the biggest thing this year, regardless. Everyone's going to spend shed loads of money on it.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then we'll get to the point where it's the end of summer. People have got no money left because they've just been on 10th Ed. They've just been on holiday, and now they have to save up for Christmas.
There is, however, usually something big that usually comes around sort of late November time.
There is,
Just in time for the
like
Christmas.
Adeptus
Yeah.
Sororitas
Yeah.
just before Indomitus.
Yeah, but
November.
But what you said though, that it makes the most sense because, like you said, after the summer, people then start saving up for Christmas. If they release this in the lead up to Christmas, that's what's going under
Okay.
people's Christmas trees,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
and that makes total sense.
And then Age of Sigma in June, July next year.
Yeah,
And then 4-year cycle from that point.
maybe,
Or Horus Heresy for another year, and then 4-year cycle.
maybe that's just the whole changing the cycle period is just conjecture at this point. But
Yes, but at the same time, if they...
Wasn't Age of Sigma last edition just released last year, though?
No, that was Horus Heresy last year.
yes,
Oh my goodness, time has flown.
yeah,
Yeah.
Age of,
So, right, this is why I'm suggesting...
Yeah.
This is why I'm a bit confused, right? You've got 40k AOS Horus Heresy. They're your 3 big games.
Yep.
Okay. They've made Horus Heresy the big one by making it part of the 3-year cycle. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's coming to the... Now, you've got your Kill Team, your Underworld, your Warcry, your Middle-earth, your Necromunda. They're your box games.
the thing is, I'm not even sure though if they are going to do Horus Heresy on the same 3-year cycle as the main.
Okay, I suppose time will tell on that one.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at here is, if they do not play Warhammer, the old world, correctly, it risks being put into the boxed games category. And personally, with the amount of people out there that had the bad blood over fantasy that want old world back, right? They need to play it right. They've got one chance.
The thing is, though, a lot of the people that had that bad blood, that was 10 years ago. That's kind of water under the bridge at this point.
Okay, that's the fair
Yeah.
fair
It's
statement.
almost ancient history at this point. Everybody that was majorly butthurt is now so far out of it that they don't care about it coming back. And those that did transition over to Age of Sigmar, albeit many of them reluctantly, caught ya. Will
I
be
was
hyped
very
for
big off
just
screen.
for the nostalgia factor.
Yeah. Right. So that, and on Monday, I will just quickly say it, but most people will be at work on them. Oh no, it's Bank Holiday Monday, so that's the reason why they're doing it.
Yes.
On Monday it is.
Which it's a 3-day event. So
Yes, on Monday it is Kill Team to be really and do some form of announcement on the Monday, which could be. So we're right now battling in the Space Hulk. It could be.
once again, I'm hoping for a new big box that doesn't have the walls in it.
What I'm thinking is it could be the 10th Ed Kill Team tie-in. Because it's the same weekend as the 10th Ed box reveal, we hope.
It's interesting that Kill Team is getting its entirely
And that's
own
what
slot.
I mean. So therefore, we've had the battling on the Space Hulk since October, September.
Yeah.
It's for a Kill Team period of time. That's quite, it's coming to an end.
Yeah, we've had 3-4 boxes with that kind of terrain
So therefore,
in it.
it needs it. It sounds like it leading into 10th Ed, a reveal for a 10th Ed Kill Team would seem plausible.
Yeah.
Water Under the Bridge, the Grudge has been recorded in the Great Book.
For most people, it's ancient history. 10 years in this industry is a long time.
Fantasy runs the risk of falling straight back into the problems it had when they killed it. Too expensive to make a full army, especially if the inflation from the last 10 years. I was convinced when they announced it they were going to use the old world as a way to relaunch Warhammer, but alas,
Warmaster.
no. Warmaster, sorry. Right, okay. I think
Hi, Alki.
literally time will tell.
Yeah.
Literally, hopefully
We know nothing about the game yet other than it's...
some of the artist drawings.
Yeah, we know that the setting is taking place like...
200 years before
Yeah,
the
it's
end.
like much earlier
Yeah.
in the timeline, and we know it's coming back on square bases with regiments. Other than that, we know nothing about the rules. We know nothing about the rest of the game at all.
Yes, but what we're good at, what Games Workshop is good at, is teasing us with just enough information, teasing us with information, but not quite enough.
Yeah.
So we say
They
we
let the
find out-
speculations go
Yeah.
flying around, and then speculation. The speculations go out, and people go, "Oh no, and back it all up, and then they do just slightly over what everybody isn't expecting, kind of
Yeah.
thing."
One thing that they have actually revealed about Old World, there was actually an Old World article recently where they started talking about how the new basing system is going to work, and how the models will come on slightly larger bases, and how you can use your old fantasy armies.
Yes, that's right.
What I gleaned from that article, though, was something that they revealed was that they are re-releasing old miniature lines. They're bringing back certain old miniature lines rather than bringing them
Well,
out
if they're
brand
bringing
new.
them back with plastic,
Yeah,
it saves them a lot of retooling.
Yeah, they don't have to do
doesn't
the.
it?
Yeah,
well,
they don't
they
need to
use
do
the Bretonians as a perfect example in the article. And I was looking at it, and they were saying, yes, we're painting up all of the studio models and that for Bretonians and that. And I was like, oh my God, new Bretonian models, really? And the more I looked at the pictures, it's like, oh my God, no. Those are the old models. And they are literally painting up the old models in new colour schemes.
That
for
makes sense.
studio
November.
armies.
Right. Yes, smaller game system. Right. Okay. Need to move along. So the next bit is the Imperialized Militia joins the Horus Heresy in the new Exemplary Battles download. Like it, new rules available for download if you have some Imperialist Militia medals already,
Yeah, or Traitor Guard.
or Traitor Guard,
yeah.
or anything like that. You can just use them in Horus Heresy. Love it.
Yep.
Good job. We're not going to go heavily through this because
It's basically an article giving you the rules to use them in the
Yeah.
game and telling you what models from the existing range
Yes.
you could use as stand-ins.
So get on over to Warhammer Community to check that out. We would talk about it, but sadly, my Horus Heresy knowledge is next to none, and Gus's is not as good as it should be if we're going to actually delve into the actual content.
Yeah, I mean, I know enough about
Yes.
the rules to offer a critique, but it's
It's
not my game.
Right, so there was. So before we go into any other thing, we'll stick on GW for now. And in the Warhammer community, one of the big posts that came out yesterday,
Yes.
at some point, is them releasing the phases for 10th edition. Now this, you've got your core rules, you've got the nuances of how the game plays, as in what abilities, you've got all your little segments in there. But this is essentially the game. Okay? So the very fact that they've released this already is really cool. We can go through it. Now, we've spoke a little bit about this before we started, and the main takeaway, we'll go through it individually in a second, but the main takeaway I see from this is that they've split the play completely down the middle. It's basically, I have my turn, then you have your turn. There is no longer any, you do some bits in my turn and I do some bits in your turn. It is split down the middle, so it's completely simplified. I do command, movement, shooting, charge, fight, then it's your turn.
I mean, there wasn't a huge amount of that
No, there
previously,
wasn't.
but
There wasn't.
yeah.
But they have simplified it a bit more. So we'll go down it. So the command phase, both players muster strategic resources. Then you test your unit's battle readiness. So there will be, in the command phase, if it's not the first battle round, there will be your battle shot test in that. And the battle shot test has been simplified, and we'll go through that in a bit as well. In command phase, there will be elements of psychic abilities to be used, but that have a direct correlation with command abilities. If you're psychic, if you're psyker, sorry, or your person has psychic abilities that can buff things and or that can cause negative effects on on an enemy unit, it happens in the command phase. But what you won't find in the command phase is damaging stuff, things that cause wounds to be taken and stuff like this.
No.
And then the movement phase pretty much hasn't changed. There will be psychic abilities if it causes a unit to, like teleport, for instance, might be in the movement. So it's basically going from there being a psychic phase that everything happens and you stand there for 10 minutes while the other person does all these psychic abilities, which isn't that great.
Which was fine.
Unless you're a Tau player and you don't have your own psychic phase.
Yeah, but to be fair, that didn't really affect anything majorly because that all took place during your own turn. And if you didn't have that, then you just
Yes.
you just skipped it. Like Tau, for instance, they went straight from movement phase to shooting phase.
Yes.
They just didn't even bother with the psychic phase.
No, but at the same time, it just meant that during your turn, I was just standing there for an additional 10 minutes while you did your psychic stuff.
But that's not actually going to change much because the
It's just
psychic
spread
power.
out. It's just spread out so you don't
Yeah,
notice it.
you're still standing there for that same amount of time. It's just not condensed into one phase anymore.
So, and then the shooting phase. So if you've got, which basically says what it is.
Yeah.
The shooting phase will quite literally be any weapons that shoot or any abilities that have a ranged attack.
Yeah.
So if your psychic ability can shoot.
Sorry, Redscope.
Yeah, but like I said, if you said about standing there while your opponent does his psychic phase and does damage and stuff, that's still going to be there. If all of your psychic attacks are all shooting, it just means that your shooting phase is going to be that much longer.
Yes, but at the same time, I from reading this, I like the way that it's going to flow better. For one, in your psychic phase, if you have all of the abilities that psyker or different psykers could do, you might forget one of them.
Yeah,
but it's almost like in the movement phase, it's prompting you. Do your ranged abilities.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, I'm shooting stuff with my fingers, so I do it in the shooting phase.
Yeah.
I'm hitting stuff with my psychic sword.
So I do it in the fight phase.
I do it in the fight phase.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense.
It does make sense. It does.
So yeah, shooting phase, charge phase, fight phase. Brilliant. I like it a lot. Now, so that's what basically the psychic phase and
the big takeaways from the new list is that people will immediately notice is that there are two phases that are missing.
Yes.
Entirely. But also they've added a phase.
Elaborate.
Right, so they've actually split your combat phase into two separate sections now with your charge phase and your combat. They are now separate things.
Was that one phase?
Yeah, it was the charge was a subset.
Right. Yeah.
Of the
It's
combat
just what
phase.
happened before combat.
Yeah.
Right. Got you.
Yeah, but they've now elaborated
that's
that is an entirely separate
Yeah.
thing that happens.
Okay. So we've got the librarian data sheet here, and as you can see, the librarian has got psychic abilities, and I'm not sure if you can see. If especially on a mobile device, you probably won't be able to read what it says. But for the ranged weapons, for instance, it has this. I think it's a new keyword on a weapon or on a ranged ability, which is hazardous.
Yeah, and I'd imagine that this is something like the old gets hot rule for like plasma guns, for instance, will have this when you overcharge them. So there's some disbenefit to using this particular profile of the weapon that it might feed back or so. We haven't seen exactly how that works. I'd imagine it's similar to the old get.
So that would be in the core rules under the keyword that is hazardous. Basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Each time, right? So basically, For instance, it might well be that his ballistic skill is a 3+, but it might be that if he does something like attacks, if the attacks it's D6, so if he rolls a 6 and rolls another 6, it might be that he's used too much and therefore it's going to blow back on himself or something.
I would imagine it'd be more like the current gets hot rule is basically if you roll a 1 to hit, then not only have you missed but your gun's overheated and it's fed back to you.
Right, so the reason I say I think it's not that, or I might have read it wrong, they talked about the weird boy. Yes, no, you're right. Might be right. On the jump, it does on a D6 1. The weird boy's unit suffers D6 mortal wounds. So yeah, sorry. If it's instead of it's a hazardous on a. If it's less, it might be if you use the ranged ability with a hazardous thing. If you don't make the ballistic skill, then instead of it just being on a 1, it might be if you don't make. In other words, if you roll this, you either get it or you hurt yourself.
Yeah. They've kind of moved it away from the different target numbers as well. So it's like certain things in the game you wanted to roll low, certain things you wanted to roll high. I think they've kind of moved it away now that if you roll low, it's bad. If you roll high, it's good. So they've kind of gone down that route of everything. Good things happen on 6s, bad things happen on 1s. So
yeah, so I'm liking this nice little reveal, giving us an insight into these new sort of ways of doing things. It looks really cool. This, for instance, this weird boy, he doesn't give a damn about what was it? He can't be bothered with anything to do with quotation as a. So basically, on this one here, it's about leading a unit or something like hazardous weapon ability. Psychers are more than just brain-based artillery. However, he also boosts any Terminator squad he's leading with Twisted Vow of time that grants their attack sustained hits.
And ability. I like this that they've actually clarified here that a Terminator librarian will only be able to join Terminator units.
I like that.
If you want to join a unit.
And basically, but then there's another type of psycho, like the Orc Weird Boy, where he doesn't give a damn about his gun, essentially.
He doesn't have one.
No, that's what he doesn't give a damn about guns. Sorry, he basically his Ed Banger shooting attack is basically his psychic ability.
And it will be interesting as well what route they go down with the shooting. Is that yes, the Terminator has a gun and a shooting attack. Can he use both? And we don't know that yet.
Oh, right. In other words, does it go through all the weapons, or is it just you?
Will it be a case of you have to pick between your psychic power or your gun?
Okay, fair enough. Right. So the morale phase or the battle shock, the morale phase is no longer a thing.
No.
Okay, but it is. They've moved.
Yeah, it's been absorbed as well.
The basically the command phase, and
which is interesting because it's moved from the end of your turn to the beginning of your turn.
No, it's moved from the end of your opponent's turn.
No, because you still did it at the end of your turn as well. It was at the end of every turn.
It was the end of every turn. Now it's just at the beginning of your turn.
Yes.
Okay, which I actually like that. I think it's more simplified, which is basically what they've been telling us. But the important thing here is it's no longer anything to do with a casualty multiplier.
No, you do not have to keep track.
Lose units anymore.
Yeah, but you don't have to keep track of how many models have died either.
You don't have to in that last turn.
Not at all.
No, no. But before it was like you could have a unit of 20 soldiers. In one turn it loses 2, and another turn it loses 5. You don't need to worry about that. Now you just know it lost 7. Like you said.
Well, you don't even need to know that. You just need to know I started with 10. Do I now have 5 or less?
Yes. So basically, let's just go through this. In this step, you must take a battle shock test for each of your units on the battlefield that is below half strength. To do this, roll 2d6 if the result is greater or equal to the best leadership characteristic.
The thing to
or
point
in
out
that
here
unit.
quickly as well is this includes characters below half wounds.
Yes.
Not just units.
Yeah. Well, half strength.
Yeah.
So the test is passed, otherwise the test failed, and the unit start the next your command phase. Now, the thing I love about this is your leadership. If you know how you can attach a leader, a commander to a unit, and it becomes part of that unit. That's why this is really cool, because it says to do this, roll 2d6 if the result is greater or equal to the best leadership characteristic in that unit. So you can really change things around.
But that's always been the case previously when you had models that could join units and that, like in Heresy and 7th edition. And previously, it was always the case of if you have your supreme commander of the entire army in your unit, then you use his leadership. So it just makes sense.
Let's go back to here. So his leadership is 6+.
Yes.
Which on average should pass, because 7 is the average of 2 dice.
Yeah.
So and the way this works is you don't have to do the battle shock test until you're under half. Now, this is the important thing. It says equal to or under half. No, so sorry. It's below half strength. Sorry, it's below half strength. So if I've got a unit of 5 and I lose 2 of them, no battle shock test. But if I lose 3, battle shock test. Okay, fine. Everyone's happy with that. Now, if I fail the battle shock test, is that unit now battle shocked for that turn? And then I have to do another battle shock test under my next turn, and so on and so forth.
Because you have to test for every unit every turn.
Yeah.
I would imagine that these disbenefits are it just lasts for the round, but start of your next turn you have to test again, and you have to keep testing.
And I would suspect that there's probably going to be some abilities to buff your leadership if this is the case, because to get you out of because it's quite severe, the battle shock, when your unit becomes battle shocked. If you are holding a key pivotal objective, it's not holding it anymore. No. Objective control characteristic of all the models is 0. If it falls back, you must take a desperate escape test for every model in that unit. Now,
which we don't know what that is yet. So,
if controlling player cannot use stratagems to affect that unit, so if it's battle shocked in that turn, your stratagems are not even going to help.
Nope.
So it'd have to be abilities of like maybe a psyker.
So like in Age of Sigmar, for instance, and in 40k, there is a stratagem called Insane Bravery or something that allows you to auto pass your battle shock. Well, that might be the case, that you can still do that to prevent you from failing the test, but if you've then failed it, you can't use that stratagem next round to auto pass them, because they can't use stratagems until they pass that test.
Yeah. So this is actually, I think this highlight of this change in the phase structure and where they've moved things to works really well, and I feel you're going to have to really be quite tactical in because what I have seen is I've seen some people put a really high buff unit on an objective and just keep it there for the whole game. It might well be that after turn 3, that unit's now battle shocked and you need to get something else there.
Yeah.
So it's going to change the gameplay quite significantly, and I think that is going to be quite exciting. Look at me talking about 10th Ed.
Yeah, it's almost like you're looking forward to it.
I know, right? I wish AOS Battleshock was like this. I do wonder if this might punish low leadership armies and how area effect buffs for leadership might work. Yeah, that's a consideration.
But the thing is, there will be less area of effect buffs now that the new character system's in play, where they have to join units. So you have to be very tactical about where you're placing your characters.
Yeah, and what unit they're getting assigned to. Yeah,
because that's how you're going to be introducing those leadership buffs, by having this character's like, well, which of these do I need to be holding the objective? Right, I need this character in that unit.
Yeah. Most low line odds are high. Model and unit count armies are offset. Right, okay. Do we know yet? I might have missed it. You have, let's say, 2 units of intercessors.
Yes.
Okay. You only have one, say, Primaris Lieutenant. Sorry, I will rephrase that. I will use the correct words. You have only one Primus Lieutenant.
There's no F in it.
And you assign him to...
No, it's that they always take the left flank.
You assign him to one of the intercessor units.
Yes.
Okay. Let's say every model in that intercessor unit dies bar the lieutenant. Can he now go and waddle over to the other?
From what I gather, no.
Oh.
He is assigned to the unit, and that is
Before
his
battle,
unit.
and he stays.
Yeah.
Right.
It used to be the case with the old independent character rules that yes,
he can
your characters
buff.
could move around from unit to unit, and whatever unit they were closest to, that was the unit they were joined. From what I gather, and this is by no means
a speculation.
Definite, there may be some rules for certain characters where they can hop from unit to unit. But as far as I can tell, you assign your character to a unit, and that is his unit for the game. If his unit dies, that's it.
Given a new army building, yes, we are likely to see the return of platoons and the like.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
right. That's cool. Right. Okay, so that's basically the GW news, at least the big things that have happened lately. There is lots, and if anyone is excited about 10th Ed and hasn't had the chance to read up on what is happening in there, they have literally done, and I think it's really well. I'll show it quickly, just in case anyone hasn't seen it. They have done I've just clicked a button. Right. They have done a really nice collation page. If you click on this, everything you need to know, look at this. Quite literally, every article that they have released about 10th Ed, you can find in one place. And that's you're not searching through pages of releases. This is that someone has really twigged here. This is what they needed to do. So this is every single announcement and release about 10th Ed, and hats off to you, Games Workshop. Really well done. So get over to, if you're really excited about 10th Ed and you didn't know this page existed, get over there, and this is where you need to be reading the stuff. Okay. Right, so now we're going to go on to the next segment of Shop Talk. Now, 19 days ago, we should have had the reveal it was about 3 weeks ago, actually. 3 weeks ago today, we should have had the painting competition winner.
Yes.
But it was...
There wasn't anybody who entered.
Not a single person put up a finished model.
No.
So that I'm effectively cancelling. What was it?
I've spoken to a few people in that were kind of, they were put off by how focused it was.
Any model that's kit bashed.
Yeah, not everybody wants to kit bash models though. Not everybody wants to cut up models and glue extra parts to them and stuff.
That's fair enough,
yeah.
I suppose. Maybe I thought it was more mainstream than it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm going to put it out there is, I want you, the people, to tell me what you want. Okay. So in the painting comps.
Oh god, that never goes well. People don't know what they want.
Okay. In the shop talk section on Discord,
did you red scope?
There is a what comp let me know post. And what we'll do is the highest or the most intriguing or something like that, we will announce that for the next painting competition for May. Okay, so we're gonna not just spring it on people, we're gonna let people know, and then you'll have a month to do it. Okay, I think that's a nice way of doing it. What's up, Ravens?
Redscope did enter into it. He just did it 3 days after the deadline.
For it to be a comp, I think really
It has
we
to have
need
a
a
deadline,
minimum
yeah.
of 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't just be an automatic win, sadly.
Default.
But yes, thank you, Redscope, for actually submitting something. That is, I did see it, but I did forget about it when I said that. Right, I want to go on to talk a little bit about GriffCon, and then if at the end of all this we've got time, we might go back to look at the Kickstarters that might still be active.
I'm talking of con, we've also got...
Oh yes, and but actually then before we go on, no, GriffCon, then Salute, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So, I know a few things in my head that I would possibly like to talk about Ravens, but at the same time, I will begin it off and then Ravens will take over. So, by no means...
You better leave me something to say.
No. I just want to give people a bit of background in case they've missed a few shop talks or in case they aren't in the know. Ravens is not heading up GriffCon. Okay, it's still very much me, but Ravens is
Just poke. No, sorry, Gus. Poke.
Ravens is essentially behind the scenes administration. And she's been doing a lot of emailing people, calling people, direct messaging them. She's been doing to-do lists for me. She's been doing literally... Without Ravens, it would not have been possible.
I actually still need to send something to Ravens as well, so you've been poking me about.
I think it's all right. I think Brendan sent it through another means, and therefore Jason has it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yes, no, you do need to send it to me then.
So
just got to figure out how.
Raven's about to give this update, not because she's done it all, is what I'm
He
trying to say.
complained about me being quiet, so I moved my microphone.
Ravens is going to
Is that better?
give this update, not because she's done it all, but purely because she has the information in one concise place. Okay? So, Ravens, I'm going to hand over to you. Give us not just an update of what's been happening recently, but an overview and then go into recent.
Oh, overview. Oh, I don't know.
Tell me
Yeah,
what
okay.
we're going to be doing at GriffCon.
Okay, so GriffCon this year is going to be very similar to what we announced for last year, just with a couple of tweaks and a couple of additions. The main addition being that there was feedback from last year that there wasn't enough organised gameplay. Given the time limit restraints on how long we can be in the hall for, which is only from, I think, 9 o'clock till 7 o'clock latest. Therefore, the con is from 9:30 to 6 o'clock so that we've got some shutdown time and open up time. We cannot do any full army tournaments.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't do 40k, we can't do Age of Sigmar. No. And we also think that it'll be a really big push to be able to do a Blood Bowl tournament, which I'm really upset about.
Maybe Blood Bowl 7s, but
yeah.
And we don't want any updates that we do right now to be about next year either. So, but we have got plans, just so you know.
Yeah. So, given the time restraints for this year, we're thinking of having a few tournaments, looking at seeing about setting up the possibility of tournaments for 4 different games, and we'll see what the uptake is. We will be putting up a sign-up list well before GriffCon, probably actually in the next couple of weeks. Am I still loud?
Yeah, you're good.
No, Syncmaster said that I was very loud compared to Brendan and Gus.
That's my fault.
And then I heard another beep.
Yeah, she's peeking on the...
No, I turned her up. And I've moved away from the microphone. That's the reason why.
So we're going to look at, and it depends on the sign-ups, doing Warcry, Kill Team, Underworld, and I think we're definitely doing a World of Tanks tournament in one capacity or another.
Yes. So
no matter what, there will be a World of Tanks tournament.
Yes.
Yep.
Whether or not it's officially endorsed or not, we don't know.
Yeah. But that is one of the things that is on the cards, which Brendan mentioned a couple of weeks ago.
We have an official tournament pack regardless that we could use, so...
Yeah. So they are the games that we're looking at doing tournaments for. It'll probably be 8 to 16 people first round, doing 4 rounds in total to the final round. So I think that's 16 down to 8, down to 4, down to...
That's a knockout
Yeah,
tournament
that'll be-
schedule side of things. There's obviously different ways of doing tournaments. We will look at the best way of doing it.
Yeah,
because
you guys know more about the tournament running.
Yeah,
Basically,
because-
I'm going to say
yeah.
these are what the time slots are.
current-
Somebody please organise.
Yeah, the current World of Tanks tournament is a is it the Swiss chess
Swiss
method?
style, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
where everyone plays every round.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
you
it's a
accrue
point
points
system.
and stuff,
Yeah.
yeah.
that makes sense. And actually, that works best for any
On
kind of
that,
tournament.
I will interrupt. On that, up to 4 games.
Yeah.
Right, but if we are running up to 4 games, because we've got enough interest, we cannot run them without the volunteers to host them.
Yes.
I was literally going to go on to that. Basically, we're going to have Gus in charge of the general thing for that. We've already talked to you about this, Gus. Don't look like that. Gus is going to be leading.
It's just the idea of putting me in charge of anything.
No, Gus, you are, and I think you'll like this, the game supreme commander.
Master.
I prefer Overlord, but
Oh, the game supreme overlord.
Can't we just call it the GM? Game master.
Yeah. GM or overlord. Game overlord. Gaming overlord.
Table God,
Look at Corvus just put
God of Games,
just God of Games.
and
Yeah.
I will smite down upon thee.
Yeah, we do need more volunteers. We currently have about 10 volunteers. Not all of them are actually for the Saturday. So I think that
Yeah,
also
most of our
includes me,
volunteers
and
are
I
actually
should
for
be off that
Friday.
list now. Pardon?
Most of our volunteers are only for the Friday. which is
Yes.
understandable.
And to be honest, it
Also,
shouldn't take
on
more
the
than
front-
one person to run the actual tanks tournament. So
Yeah, this is the thing.
Yes,
I
but
think-
that's the thing. We need 4 people at least. Right. So the breakdown for the volunteers on the Saturday is that they are only doing half the day. They are there. They're getting a free ticket to enjoy the con as much as help with the con. So they are only doing half the day, either 9 till 1, I think, 9 till 2, and 2 till 6. So, of half
yeah,
one, so that it's
wherever the split is.
yeah, wherever the split is, they're only doing half the day. So we technically need about 8 people if we're running 4 games, 6 people if we're running 3 games. So
That's
then-
the bare minimum.
Yes.
Ideally, it would be 2 people volunteering for each tournament at one point. So it would be if we're running just the World of Tanks tournament. Ideally, we in where we've got hundreds of volunteers coming in, we would have 4 people on that, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon.
yeah,
So
and I am
you got to work with what
One
we have.
of-
Though.
one of the things I've heard about worries with volunteers is that they felt like they weren't able to enjoy the con too much last year because they were doing too much.
Everything.
And
yeah,
yes, so to
That's-
help with that, the more volunteers we have, you get a free ticket, you get free entry, and I know that's it's as much as we can manage. I'm doing everything as a volunteer, and so I'm kind of going, I'm doing all of this as a volunteer. Please, can you just come for a ticket and help us out? The more volunteers we have, the easier it is
And the
for
less
on
people
the
have to do.
volunteers
Mm.
to do the splitting down so that people can enjoy the con as much as help with the con. And that's what the con is. To me, I only went last year as a ticket holder. I knew Nell already. I knew in person, I mean, but I knew very little of few of you, and it was absolutely amazing. It was such an awesome experience to get together at a community event where I recognised people said, "Oh, I'm Jem." One of the first people I met was Jem, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I've seen you all over the place in chats, and now I've got a face to put the name to," and
Yeah.
that was brilliant. And the same with random username for promo and other
He
people.
was there last year.
Yeah, I still don't think I actually know his face.
No. What the actual?
He probably came up and spoke to me as well.
He probably spoke to me, but to be honest, headless chicken me. I mean, this year, I will go on to the rest of the update in a second, sorry. But
Yeah.
this year, my intention for myself is not to almost kill myself. So, I will probably, I think I'm leading one of the panels, you're leading one of the other panels, Ian, and apart from that,
Gus won't get a break.
I will, apart from that, I will be doing organisational stuff. You'll see myself and Ravens permanently wearing a microphone headset, like they have at backstage on concerts. But that'll be it. There's no stage. I'm not up doing announcements all the time. There'll be an announcement saying panel 1 is, or the first panel is about to begin.
Yeah.
Can the VIPs please make their way through to the panel room? And then it'll be, can everyone else please make their way through to the panel room if you want to go see the panel? That is pretty much the announcements on the day. So it's not going to be constant like rah, 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 rah. Anyway, Ravens, let's crack on.
Yes. So some big updates on what's happening is that we have 2 official sponsors. We are hoping for somebody else to join the ranks, but we can't say anything until we have that all confirmed. But it's kind of tentatively confirmed, but not officially. However, officially, we have, Rosemary and Co. are again sponsoring the speed painting competition. So anybody who came last year who has their 2022 GriffCon paintbrush will have a 2023 GriffCon paintbrush to add to their collection, which I'm looking forward to.
I've still got 3 of the paintbrushes over there that I still
show off.
Yeah, I managed to grab 2 of those last year.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah.
Well, I grabbed one for me and one for Mrs. G.
I got
that was there as
mine
well.
here.
But her one's still in the wrapping.
Nice.
The actual gold
No,
lettering.
not focusing. There we go.
The actual gold
It's
lettering
there
on my main one has come off.
Yeah.
Because I actually use that as my main brush.
How dare you? Anyway, yeah.
It's literally my most used brush.
We are in discussions to have a slightly bigger brush this year, so that it's an all-rounder to the one that we had last year. And then TT Combat are also
sorry, just
sponsoring
quickly,
us.
before you go on, did you get the email this morning from them?
Oh, I will
'Cause
check your email.
That might change what you say.
Oh, okay.
I will carry on with it. Right, so TT Combat is our official sponsor also for the painting competition, but for the models. Exclusive models are going to come directly from TT Combat.
You're welcome.
Is that down? Did you talk to him about this?
I might have had a little chat.
Big shout out for Gus there. Thank you very much, Gus. You are awesome. But yes, so in the speed painting competition, it won't just be your bulk standard Space Marine Intercessors or your Vindictors anymore. This is going to be some nice new models that most people have probably seen pictures of, but most people probably haven't got their hands on, which actually I'm proper excited about. So thank you so much, and a massive shout out to TT Combat and clearly Gus the Hutt.
Yeah. I won't say that I'll take all the credit, but I think my visit kind of helped nudge them a little bit.
We did contact them via Mark before your visit, but I think you might have put it in the forefront of their mind.
Sort of put it in their minds a bit because, it was a really good trip, really good visit.
And to be honest, they said they've spoken to us about this. They've given us an option of 2 different game systems. I'm probably going to go to them and ask them for both. But at the same time, if they wanted to support us in a greater way, we're going to see if they can. There's no confirmation that what we know for a bare minimum is that it's their models, it's exclusive for the painting competition.
Yeah.
Not the painting competition, the speed painting competition.
I missed the word speed. I do apologise.
Yes, because we're also having a painting competition.
Yes, we are. Right.
Ironically, missed the word speed because he was talking too fast.
Sorry, 2 new updates. 1 original sponsor coming back, and a new sponsor, and I'm
Yes.
well chuffed.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. We have 5 traders confirmed, and possibly also an exhibitor that we just need to do some final checks with. Who they've created their own sci-fi
system.
game system.
Yeah.
And it
Nice.
looks, yeah, yeah, they're needing some publicity
They need
exposure.
some exposure.
Will
Yeah.
will there be demoing said game?
Yes.
Yes,
Ah, there you go.
Yes. So
hence why it'll be an exhibitor over a
they're
trade.
not there to sell. Well, if they want to sell, they can. I'm not going to stop
Yeah.
them.
But they'll probably be there with business cards at the very
Yeah,
least.
but
Yeah.
they will be there to demonstrate and
Yes.
exhibit. So that's
Yeah.
really cool. Have we got any other initial updates right now?
We still need to get the painting competition. Just a quick overview. The painting competition will be 32mm, small scale, large, not small, not like tiny scale, but regular scale, large scale, a small model, a large model categories,
Yeah.
a troop category. And I was thinking if we're having the games, so if depending on how many of the games, we will get it confirmed as to which games we are doing tournaments for. But your squad for your games, I think, as part of entering the game
tournament.
competition, the
So, like,
tournament.
best painted tank, basically.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sort of thing, yeah.
So you can either enter a category just with your models, or if you're playing with your models on the game table,
Best painted
then
army. Yeah.
yeah. So you
Details
might
will
be
seem
able
to
to
be up sooner
win
rather than later.
the tournament.
Yes,
Yeah.
we aim to have. We said last week to me and Ravens, let's get this up like within the next week. But to be honest, we've been so focused on what we're about to talk to next
Yes.
that it's fallen back. So, my personal aim is to have painting competition details. That's the word. Details by next Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm adding it to our to-do list.
Yes. So, right, we've got 9 minutes left. So I want
You
to
could probably add cosplay rules to that as well.
Yes.
The cosplay rules is been handled by an actual cosplay expert. That's not part of the Griffin Gaming family.
Well, that's fair. Yeah.
So
Yeah, but you need to get that up as well.
we've done that.
So-
We've done that out of house.
Yeah.
Because that was a bit of a shambles last year.
'cause people need a bit of time to
Yes.
know what they.
Yeah. Also, can we say who the person writing the rules is? And
We can
Are they-
say their name that they've got in
yeah,
Discord.
yeah. Because I think they're quite a well-known cosplayer. They're helping with another cosplay competition as well.
They attend
are they?
almost every single cosplay con around the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go on.
I need to go to the cosplay bit
fine.
so I can read their name.
She's
Fabuloco. Loki.
Yeah, Fabuloki. Yeah, she's a massive Loki fan. She's like huge. I've printed her some stuff as well. She's a personal friend of mine. She lives locally to where I live, and she's an amazing lady. She was in the cosplay comp last year. She was
Okay, cool.
she was Thor.
Ah, yeah.
So yes, right. Salute. Oh, I'm off camera with that one. Right, show of hands. Actually, to be honest, I think just temporarily we need a new channel in the Discord for this weekend, from now until Saturday and including Saturday, because it needs to be pure. I'm going to create a channel. It's going to be called Salute. All chat about Salute will go into there, so it's not in different places. We're going to meet up. I'm going to be there from the point so we can queue. And if we want to queue together, where we all basically wait outside the queue until there's enough of us, then we queue together so we can have a nice chat. Fantastic.
That's probably not going to be very easy to coordinate. Especially...
In other words, what I'm going to say is I'm going to join the queue at X time. If you're there beforehand, fantastic.
Yeah,
We'll meet up. If not,
I think
we'll meet up
I
inside.
think we'd be better off to pick a meeting point, probably like the KR multi-case.
No, I know, but
usually...
obviously you got my idea of right. So basically, I've got a big box of t-shirts there, up there from GriffCon 22. I'm going to take it with me, and hopefully, people in that salute channel will tell me what their sizes are, and I can bring them upstairs in a rucksack and basically give you a t-shirt, and that'll be easier to do before the con rather than you being in the con, me giving Aaron dribs and drabs.
Yeah.
So we are going to salute on Saturday. Timings and place to be confirmed in that chat on the Discord. So if you're not in Discord, get in Discord now and join the Discord so you can get up to date. I'm going to salute. You're going to salute.
I am.
Ravens isn't.
Still need to buy my ticket, actually.
And there is quite a few of the community going to salute.
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot. And we, to be honest, if we can meet up and be a big, like, rabble going round, that's fine. If people want to go off, do their own thing, that's fine.
I think logistically that, consider if it was just like last year where there was just like half a dozen of us, from what I gather, there's going to be like 30 people gathered. I don't think that's going to be pretty easy to navigate all together.
I think it won't be like...
It'll be like a tidal wave over each stall.
Meeting up for lunch, I think, will be cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And going around in groups of like 5 will be also cool.
Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
I've got a prototype T-shirt that's just been finished today.
Yes. That's what's going up on the Instagram later.
Yes.
That's what he wanted to run off to go and find.
A prototype T-shirt for the con.
This year's.
Yeah, I think we've already wanted to change the design already.
Shh.
But not by much.
No.
But that's just the T-shirt. We've had leaflets that are due in. So leaflets over the weekend, me, Ravens and Jotun and Control Room were heavily involved in modifying and creating the new leaflet. And that was sent for print yesterday and is arriving today between 2 and 3. We've got 1,000 leaflets coming. So if anyone, and I'll put this out in the salute chat, would like to take 50 off me, or 50 of them off me on Saturday to actually go hand out to some people on Saturday, it'd be fantastic. What we don't want to do is get kicked out of there for promoting another con. But at the same time, it's one of those ones where better to ask forgiveness than permission as well.
Yeah, I think that would be best done strategically with just a couple of people so that not everybody is going up, so that one place doesn't get 12 of the leaflets because everybody's going.
And I hope to talk to a few traders and a few personalities about GriffCon as well while we're there.
It might even be worth maybe messaging South London Warlords in future years that maybe they can include flyers in their goodie bags. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. That would be awesome, actually.
Maybe that's obviously it's too late to do that now.
Yes, because their goodie bags are probably already made up.
Yeah, and you probably haven't got enough flyers to fill every goodie bag.
And I don't know how much that would cost as well.
Yeah.
Really good TV. Last year's T-shirt shrank in the wash. What temperature did you put it on? Those are not cheap T-shirts. Damn. Like, did you put on 100-degree wash?
I was going to say you've got your washing machine set way too high.
Thinking up for lunch or something is going, but going around as a mass, perhaps not. No, I meant like 4 or 5 people. But
it would be quite the sight though, like 30 people going around all wearing the same shirt.
Hey, if there's 30 of us and they all
definitely get noticed.
If there's 30 of us and they all want to wear a T-shirt, I'm more than happy to bring a T-shirt to give to them. But we don't have to stay together.
I'm probably over-exaggerating the number of people that are going to be there.
If anyone is going to salute, get into our Discord, join that salute chat later on, say hello. And if anyone, just basically keep an eye on Discord on your phones on the day when we're there, and we'll keep chatting with each other. Okay, guys, I think that is it. We've got less than a minute left to end the stream. So thank you very much. I hope everyone has enjoyed this stream. I've really had fun this stream, actually, to be honest. And OBS Studio seems to actually be working quite well. So That is,
Yeah, I've not been kicked out this week.
yeah, you're not being kicked out. Yeah, it's cool. So thank you so much to everyone.
Oh, one last thing before we go. There is a chance to win VIP tickets for GriffCon.
There is. Corvus Corax has
Corvus,
just put the link up for us. That is
thank you.
fantastic. On that link in chat right now, if you click that, you will get daily entries into the chance to win 2 VIP tickets valued at £45 each.
He's a good little moddy bee, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is really good. And trust me, the VIP ticket is actually, it might be £45 to buy, but it's actually valued at around about £60. So
yeah,
right.
Full on Peter Falk Columbo. One more thing.
yeah.
Right.
No, I don't think there's anything else GriffCon related that we really need to say right now.
No, not right now. We're going to have more updates hopefully for you next week. And if you are,
Michael first.
if the people in, it's reflecting the green. That's why. If the viewers in chat have enjoyed this week's Shop Talk, please do let me know. I must say I've had a really good blast today. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
My nails painted.
Raiding out to someone else in a moment. So please do not go anywhere. Please do say hello to them. And who should we raid today?
Yeah, I don't want Louise hunting me down, thank you, Gus.
We're going to be raiding out in a moment. We're going to go over to Troll Trader. We did raid him earlier, but we'll go raid him again. So I have been Brendan Mills from Griffin Gaming. In the middle is Ravens from Raven Robbie's Roost. And to your right is
Ravens Roost Hobbies.
Ravens Roost Hobbies. Ravens.
Yes, you said Ravens Hobbies Roost.
Anyway, is Ian from Gus the Hut. Thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Roost Hobby Ravens.
The problem with this is that you can still hear us when you change.
I know. Raid channel.
Ooh, where are we going today? Awesome.